CompTIA Cloud plus CV0 exam questions explained. Question 1. What network strategy should a university's IT department implement to optimize traffic for administrative operations, student services, and faculty research, ensuring that each group's performance remains unaffected by the others? Option A, centralized server management. Option B, broadband connectivity enhancements. Option C, multiple VLANs for each group. Option D, increased cloud storage options. The correct answer is option C. Multiple VLANs for each group. Multiple VLANs for each group is correct because it directly addresses the network connectivity, segmentation, routing, or traffic control requirement in the question. The other options are less suitable for controlling traffic paths, isolating workloads, or providing reliable cloud connectivity. Question 2. What deployment strategy should a software development team use to launch a new version of their web application while keeping the old version running simultaneously for testing and validation to avoid downtime for users? Option A, canary deployment. Option B, of testing. Option C, blue-green deployment. Option D, rolling deployment. The correct answer is option C. Blue-green deployment. Blue-green deployment is correct because it most directly satisfies the technical requirement described in the scenario. The other choices are less relevant, less efficient, or do not address the stated cloud operations objective. Question 3. Which protocol should an organization implement to enhance their network's resilience and failover capabilities when using multiple internet access points, ensuring continuous availability? Option A, VLAN tagging. Option B, session initiation protocol. Option C, BGP, border gateway protocol. Option D, NAT, network address translation. The correct answer is option C. BGP, border gateway protocol. BGP, border gateway protocol, is correct because it directly addresses the network connectivity, segmentation, routing, or traffic control requirement in the question. The other options are less suitable for controlling traffic paths, isolating workloads, or providing reliable cloud connectivity. Question 4. A company runs a discussion forum that serves global users. The company's monitoring system reports that the homepage suddenly is seeing elevated response times even though internal monitoring has reported no issues or changes. Which of the following is the most likely cause of this issue? Option A, cryptojacking. Option B, human error. Option C, DOS. Option D, phishing. The correct answer is option C. DOS. DOS is correct because a denial of service condition can increase response times even when the internal application stack has not changed. Other attack types are less likely to create broad external availability symptoms. Question 5. A company needs to deploy its own code directly in the cloud without provisioning additional infrastructure. Which of the following is the best cloud service model for the company to use? Option A, PaaS, Platform as a Service. Option B, Software as a Service. Option C, Infrastructure as a Service. Option D, Anything as a Service. The correct answer is option A. PaaS, Platform as a Service. PaaS, Platform as a Service, is correct because PaaS lets teams deploy applications while the provider manages the operating system, runtime platform, and underlying infrastructure. This fits scenarios where developers need to focus on code rather than servers or storage. Question 6. What compliance aspect should Peter, a cloud security analyst, prioritize while auditing access controls for a cloud service provider? Option A, reviewing access controls to ensure they allow unauthorized access. Option B, ensuring access controls are consistent with industry regulations and client agreements. Option C, implementing access controls that complicate user experience for added security. Option D, selecting access control mechanisms based on personal preference. The correct answer is option B. Ensuring access controls are consistent with industry regulations and client agreements. Ensuring access controls are consistent with industry regulations and client agreements is correct because it strengthens access control according to the stated security or compliance need. The other choices either permit excessive access, fail to encrypt traffic, or do not address authorization properly. Question 7. Lona, a network administrator at a multinational corporation, is responsible for optimizing the connectivity between several VPCs located across different continents and the company's main on-premises data center. She is seeking a solution that simplifies network management while ensuring secure and private data transfer. Which option should Lona implement? Option A, create a direct peering connection for each VPC. Option B, use public internet VPNs for each region. Option C, set up separate direct connect links for each VPC and the data center. Option D, deploy a transit gateway for centralized network management. The correct answer is option D. Deploy a transit gateway for centralized network management. Deploy a transit gateway for centralized network management is correct because it directly addresses the network connectivity, segmentation, routing, or traffic control requirement in the question. The other options are less suitable for controlling traffic paths, isolating workloads, or providing reliable cloud connectivity. Question 8. What computing model should be used in a smart city project for traffic monitoring systems that need rapid data analysis to adjust traffic signals based on real-time conditions in order to minimize latency? Option A, deploy centralized cloud servers to analyze traffic data. Option B, use edge computing to analyze traffic data at local nodes. Option C, store all traffic data on local servers without real-time analysis. Option D, process data exclusively at remote data centers. The correct answer is option B. Use edge computing to analyze traffic data at local nodes. Use edge computing to analyze traffic data at local nodes is correct because edge computing processes data close to where it is generated. This reduces latency for time-sensitive use cases such as traffic monitoring and real-time control decisions. Question 9. Which of the following would be the best option for discussion of what individuals should do in an incident response or disaster recovery scenario? Option A. A business continuity plan. Option B, incident response/disaster recovery documentation. Option C, a tabletop exercise. Option D, a root cause analysis. The correct answer is option C, a tabletop exercise. A tabletop exercise is correct because tabletop exercises let teams discuss roles, decisions, and communication paths before a real incident or disaster. They are useful for validating plans without disrupting production systems. Question 10. What cloud configuration should a software development company implement to ensure low latency and compliance with regional data sovereignty laws for its global clients? Option A, store all data in the headquarters region to simplify compliance. Option B, deploy applications and data across multiple regions adhering to local compliance laws. Option C, utilize a single region model with enhanced security features. Option D, offload all storage and application hosting to a third-party service in a neutral country. The correct answer is option B. Deploy applications and data across multiple regions adhering to local compliance laws. Deploy applications and data across multiple regions adhering to local compliance laws is correct because cloud regions and availability zones are designed to support geographic placement, resilience, and low latency connectivity. Choosing the right placement helps meet availability, latency, and data sovereignty requirements. Question 11. What is a crucial factor to consider for ensuring data security while migrating an on-premises data center to a cloud service provider? Option A, utilizing the cheapest available cloud storage options. Option B, encrypting data both in transit and at rest. Option C, migrating all data to the public cloud. Option D, disabling all firewalls during the migration. The correct answer is option B. Encrypting data both in transit and at rest. Encrypting data both in transit and at rest is correct because encryption protects data confidentiality by making exposed data unreadable without the proper key. Access permissions help prevent unauthorized access, but encryption reduces impact if stored or transmitted data is accessed. Question 12. What is the primary benefit of cloud bursting? Option A. It decreases the reliance on cloud-based resources. Option B. It enables businesses to scale workloads to the cloud as needed. Option C. It demands continuous monitoring to avoid data loss. Option D. It removes the necessity for on-premises infrastructure. The correct answer is option B. It enables businesses to scale workloads to the cloud as needed. It enables businesses to scale workloads to the cloud as needed is correct because it most directly satisfies the technical requirement described in the scenario. The other choices are less relevant, less efficient, or do not address the stated cloud operations objective. Question 13. A cloud engineer is reviewing a Docker file to deploy a Python web application. Which of the following changes should the engineer make to the file to improve container security? Option A. Add the instruction, user non-root. Option B. Change the version from latest to 3.11. Option C. Remove the entry point instruction. Option D. Ensure my app is owned by root. The correct answer is option A. Add the instruction, user non-root. Add the instruction, user non-root is correct because running containers as a non-root user limits the impact of a container compromise. Pinning image versions can also help, but least privilege directly reduces container runtime risk. Question 14. Which cloud service model should an organization choose to develop mobile and web applications that require frequent updates and scaling while focusing solely on application development without managing the underlying infrastructure? Option A. Platform as a service. Option B. Infrastructure as a service. Option C. Software as a service. Option D. Database as a service. The correct answer is option A. Platform as a service. Platform as a service is correct because PaaS lets teams deploy applications while the provider manages the operating system, runtime platform, and underlying infrastructure. This fits scenarios where developers need to focus on code rather than servers or storage. Question 15. What is the best approach for GRED, an IT manager, to manually scale down the resources for a cloud application after the traffic has normalized following a marketing campaign? Option A. Leave the resources unchanged to avoid potential issues. Option B. Manually reduce the number of instances and allocated resources to match current demand. Option C. Set up auto-scaling to handle future changes in traffic. Option D. Conduct a performance review meeting. The correct answer is option B. Manually reduce the number of instances and allocated resources to match current demand. Manually reduce the number of instances and allocated resources to match current demand is correct because it most directly satisfies the technical requirement described in the scenario. The other choices are less relevant, less efficient, or do not address the stated cloud operations objective. Question 16. Alice, a cloud architect, is planning a network for a new cloud deployment that will host both production and development environments. She needs to ensure proper isolation between these environments while optimizing the use of IP address space. What solution should Alice implement? Option A. A single subnet for both environments to conserve IP addresses. Option B. Separate subnets for each environment within the same VPC. Option C. Multiple VPCs, one for each environment. Option D. One subnet with a firewall between the production and development environments. The correct answer is option B. Separate subnets for each environment within the same VPC. Separate subnets for each environment within the same VPC is correct because it directly addresses the network connectivity, segmentation, routing, or traffic control requirement in the question. The other options are less suitable for controlling traffic paths, isolating workloads, or providing reliable cloud connectivity. Question 17. What is a key consideration for a company migrating workloads from the cloud back to its on-premises infrastructure due to regulatory requirements? Option A, reduced security risks. Option B, compliance with regulatory requirements. Option C, increased scalability in the cloud. Option D, dependency on cloud providers. The correct answer is option B. Compliance with regulatory requirements. Compliance with regulatory requirements is correct because it most directly satisfies the technical requirement described in the scenario. The other choices are less relevant, less efficient, or do not address the stated cloud operations objective. Question 18. What should a healthcare organization prioritize to ensure compliance with data retention laws while migrating patient records to a cloud-based system? Option A, implementing role-based access controls for patient records. Option B, storing all patient records for a minimum of 10 years. Option C, automating data archiving based on retention policies. Option D, using a cloud provider with high availability and uptime. The correct answer is option C. Automating data archiving based on retention policies. Automating data archiving based on retention policies is correct because it best supports the recovery, availability, or retention objectives stated in the scenario. The other options either recover more slowly, provide less durability, or do not align with the required business continuity target. Question 19. What cloud deployment model should a healthcare organization consider to ensure regulatory compliance, data privacy, and the ability to customize security policies? Option A, public cloud. Option B, private cloud. Option C, hybrid cloud. Option D, community cloud. The correct answer is option B. Private cloud. Private cloud is correct because that deployment model best matches the stated control, compliance, cost, or shared community requirement. The other cloud models do not provide the same balance of ownership, privacy, and scalability for the scenario. Question 20. What scaling approach should be implemented for a web application experiencing increased traffic during peak hours to effectively manage fluctuating loads and improve response times? Option A, vertical scaling by increasing the server size. Option B, horizontal scaling by adding more instances. Option C, manual scaling based on weekly traffic reports. Option D, reducing the application features to manage the load. The correct answer is option B. Horizontal scaling by adding more instances. Horizontal scaling by adding more instances is correct because it adjusts capacity to match workload demand and maintain performance. Fixed or purely manual approaches are less effective when traffic changes quickly or follows predictable peaks.